Welcome. We're going to take your Dune Awakening Atreides buildings and set them to the next level with optimization so you guys can stay ahead. Hey everyone, it's Zando and welcome back out to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about what we've been doing as a series, but is the second installment for that, which is touring our bases that we've done for our guild. Now, some things have changed since the last time, so we've actually changed servers. We moved into a more heavily densely populated server, which was supposed to be more filled with PvP players, which is what we're trying to go for as a guild. So there's going to be a completely new layout. We've learned some things. I'm really excited to show you guys what is happening with this base in particular. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, to start us off, we're going to give a brief outlook of where we're at. We're in Western Shield Wall. Pick this location because it gets us close to the world map, which gets us to the deep desert. This is actually a really good strategy for most people. Now, since we've restarted, we actually built two bases. So I'm looking at Citadel right now, and the one off to the right is actually called the Crown. Crown is still under construction, so I will make another video at a later date when that's mostly complete. But let's go ahead and get an aerial panorama of what we've got working here at the Citadel. So from the outside, you can see that's our main hangar. That big tall structure is sort of the meeting hall and gathering area for the guild. And then we're kind of flying over the barracks as well as looking at our production cells. And we have that all backed up against this nice cliff to kind of give us a steady foundation. And then we have our spice collector as well as our ramp leading up into our production cell. And those are some outdoor hangars that can actually fit assault ornithopters and scout ornithopters. So let's go ahead and take a actual tour inside now, and we'll start with the hangar. So this is a hangar that's big enough for a carrier. If you are creating a guild base, you probably need a location for your carrier. This carrier is what is going to help maintain production, especially within the deep desert. Everyone knows that spice is kind of the main goal in this game so far, but we have a nice little dramatic pose of us walking away from the carrier. Then we'll take us outside of the hangar, show you guys what that looks like. It's just mostly a walkway where our windmills and other power is sort of doing its job. Again, these are those outdoor ornithopter hangars, so to speak, parking spaces, whatever you want to call them. They will fit an assault, and they are big enough to where if a sandstorm passes by, your ornithopter will not get destroyed. All right, next we're going to head into the production cell. And what I love about this production cell is that essentially above each equipment maker or each object, we have the storage that makes sense for what that piece is. So for instance, over here we have our fabricator, and then I think it's our survival fabricator as well. But then you start to look and see that there are, pieces of equipment. Now, those are open for the guild to take. One thing I did fail to mention is that the Citadel is transferring from the guild main base to the recruit new base. So when you recruit for a guild, you will stay here. So a lot of the things that we did, we've pared down. So these used to be like large refineries, but now there's just mediums, as the large ones will be moved over to the Crown. And while you are just sort of in this temporary base, kind of earning your stripes, learning how to become part of the Blood Sand Battalion, this is where, we're not expecting this to be the long-standing home for you. But yeah, we did keep a large vehicle fabricator just so that way they can make these nice buggies. We do think that recruits will be continuing production, so we want them to have some of the best things. So they've got nice parking there for them. Then we've got death stills to obviously uptick the water production, and then the bodies and the storage above it to make sense. This is a landing pad for sort of a touch and go point. It's not meant to be overnight. It's just, as you have some bodies, you want to transfer them out, and then once you've transferred them to get going. This is something we took a little bit from the last base that we did, which was kind of the tongue-in-cheek kind of the real treasure of Dune is the water, so we kept it bottom floor. It also makes it to where you don't have to be super nice and aesthetic looking. I wanted to show you guys the ramp. This does fit buggies, obviously. The turn does get if you're going too fast, it will get a little bit dicey, but it's all good. And then I actually really like, we've never used this, but a tower here, almost like a gate guard. I love just that small detail. Even if it's never been put to use, it's just cool to think about. Okay, so leaving production, we have this Harkonnen style building here, which is where our large spice refinery is. We used to have storage for that, but again, I'm guessing most of this stuff is going to be transferred over to the Crown. And Citadel will have smaller things to make it a temporary stay. Now we're entering the barracks. A lot of the members will put some sort of light or some sort of thing to kind of showcase that this is their room, just so that way they have like almost a little landmark. And then I'll go show you guys my room, as well as some of the members that have been here for a while. Over here, so I think this first one on the right is Lady Casper's. And I think she went more with comfort here. She's got a bookcase and a bed. And then I believe this Harkonnen style one is Old Boss, but yeah. It's feel like I'm betraying House Atreides even just sitting in this chair. It's disgusting. And the Harkonnen black magic's not even allowing me to leave, so to cleanse myself, I will go to my little landmark, which is my Atreides bench. There, I've atoned for being near Harkonnen, and I've got 2 storage bins and a desk. No bed, not enough room for a bed. I'll have to send my gripes up to the CEO. But yeah, it's a nice little spot. Just ignore what's about to happen here. It's fine. Game is not broken, and this is a nice little scenic view of, again, the meeting hall, and we're kind of upstairs in the barracks. Very similar to what happened with the last base. The higher ranking that you are, the more likely you're going to get a nice room. So this is someone that I believe is going to be, senior enlisted or junior officer style room. And then I wanted to show you guys the CEO's room, but again, not allowed. I'm just a small peon. So now we'll head into what my favorite part is. Production cell is probably actually my favorite part, but I just love the detail here in the meeting hall. So it's a good day to be in Atreides whenever we get together here in this hall. It's typically a pre-op or post-op meeting that happens. Give you a nice little point of view. Those Atreides flags. Just the detail again. I actually just love getting kind of lost in the detail. Then I'll give you some point of view of, the officers up here, guild leadership, and then CO as he gives out his guidance, right? Just the aura here, that's, and then the lighting. It's again, just well thought out. I love that about this guild. Just even if it is kind of a role playing in an essence. It is very fun to be part of a group that takes it, somewhat seriously. We all know it's a game, but it is a fun atmosphere. Okay, going upstairs above the meeting hall is mostly, again, just more meeting rooms, as well as those ornithopter kind of landing pads for quick access. Say you need to get in before a mission operation briefing or whatever. That's where you would land, and you can go upstairs. Here, I think, was supposed to be one of the meeting rooms, and I believe over here was the kind of the mission planning. Again, peons like me aren't allowed in there. And then I believe down below is where second in charge kind of stays. This was sort of their office area. So yeah, that does it for your guys's for the new tour of the new base that we did on this new server. Let me know if you guys want to know anything more in detail. Again, I'm here to help, here to elaborate on anything, or if there's something that you feel like is missing in these, as I do want these to be a series because there's so many different bases and so many different locations. But till then, thanks guys.